Hello everyone. Today we are going to be exploring Loft, rotate, copy, and change layer to create complex forms in a simple way. So we're going to be iterating through different versions, different methods of using Loft to create these geometries. Okay. Zoom selected here. So this is going to be using the arcs and lines file. So make sure you get that. We're going to be using all of our viewports. So let's have all of them open, not maximized into any of them. And here I'm going to use the copy command from the origin. So I'll type 0. And I'm just going to go straight up, lock my mouse into orthogonal movement by pressing shift. And I'm going to plop down, let's say, 5. They don't need to be equally spaced. Something like that. 5 shapes. So this is what we're looking at. So we are going to now use the rotate command. I'm going to do so in the top perspective, and I'm going to use the origin as reference. And I'm going to just rotate these kind of arbitrarily, maybe a little aesthetically, to different positions, different rotations. I'm continually referencing the origin by pressing 0. And I think I'll do the last one here. Okay. Cool. So I'm going to take the bottom and top one, and I'm going to do the loft command. So I can type LOFT, or I can go into surface loft. And you can see that we have a few different things going on. We have the seam. So right here we have our seam. This is good. We want the direction to be going in the same direction. I could click this, or I could click the flip option, and then click this to change the way it's going. But I want them to be going in the same direction. So let's take that back. And the position of them, the way this works automatically is it just does like the spatially closest spot. So you can see that this is like pretty approximate to this in the 2D XY perspective. So we have a few things that we can change here, but let's go ahead and click or press enter. That opens this little window right here where we can kind of change and manipulate a few of the options. For now though, we are just going to accept it as is. Perfect. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to use the change layer command to bring it to layer 1. I'm going to go ahead and hide all 5 of these layers. So that's one iteration. Okay. So now let's select all of them. And let's select 3 of them and do the loft command. We can see here that it's set to straight sections. For you, or by default, I should say, it'll be normal. So this is what we're looking at. It looks a little weird, so I'm going to redo it and just double check the directionality, which all looks okay, I think. I'm going to bring this point here, I think. Maybe even here. Okay, let's see if that looks any better. Again, we want normal. Okay, so that is looking better. I'm happy with that. And I'll hit OK. And I'll do change layer, put it on layer 2. So here's our first iteration. Here's our second iteration. You can see when we have multiple curves to fit through, it has movement between those curves if we let it. Whereas in this case, it's a straight line. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and we'll grab all of them and do a loft. Now we have some pretty interesting, complicated movement. I think it all looks good to me, so I'll hit OK. Of course, there's like issues with this form, and if we were doing this for real, we would be more careful with how we create our geometry. But in these exercises, we're playing. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. I'll select it, change layer, layer 3, first iteration, second iteration, third iteration. Now I'm going to copy and paste this top one and bring it up a little bit. I'm going to copy and paste this bottom one and bring it down a little bit. And now if I loft them, we can see that they have a little more finality in how they end, because they're ending with two of the same curve. Let's just look at the difference here. Of course, it's taller as well because of what the changes we made. I'm not going to keep that as an iteration. First, I'm going to start scaling these a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and scale these middle 3. And we'll do scale, again, from the top viewport. Actually, I'm going to do a scale 2D. And because this is what happens if we don't. So if we do a scale, it's 3-dimensional. If I reference my origin and scale it, it's going to move it in the Z dimension, because we're scaling it from a location that has a different Z location. So we're going to do a scale 2D instead, and scale 2D does the 2 dimensions in which the viewport uses. So in this case, X, Y, if we're doing the top, I'll reference the origin, scale it a bit, get some movement, some flow. Do this one too. Actually, I'm going to make this one bigger, I think. And then I'm going to take both of these, because I want these ones to be the same. I'm going to bring them in. And I think I'm good with that. So now let's take a look. So I'll loft it. Those seams all look fine. And that's kind of kooky. I don't think I like it, so I'm going to scale, scale 2D from the origin and just bring this in a little bit. I went too far, I think. Okay, so let's loft again. It's okay. Not in love with it, but we'll live with it. So we'll hit OK, and we'll change layer. Layer 4. So first iteration, second iteration, third iteration, and fourth iteration. I think if this neck were a little smaller, it would be nicer. Let's just see what that looks like really quick. 0. Let's see. Maybe this can be, these bottom ones can be a little bit smaller too. Not a lot, but okay, maybe that. And let's loft. Let's make these even smaller. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so I'm going to scale these back. Actually, I'm just going to undo because I want them to be exactly the way they were. Okay. And now I'm going to, this is scale 2D. Now I'm going to do, with these the same curves I did the iteration that is on layer 4, I'm going to do another loft. And in this case, I'm going to mess with some of these settings a little bit, or just one of the settings really. I'm just going to do straight sections. So now they are straight line lofts from segment to segment. Okay, so let's take a look now. We have first iteration, second iteration, third, fourth, and fifth. Cool. I will see you next time.